Good morning, Story Trading VIPs. It's Wednesday, July 12th. CPI came in light and everything is ripping. All right, so we'll get to that. Hopefully, you had some good risk assets going into this. But first thing, all right, we got today, 12 p.m. 12 p.m. We got a show with Chris Tuttle of SPACvest. We're going to be doing D-SPAC squeeze plays. D-SPAC squeeze plays today, 12 p.m. So be there for that. Now, let's take a look at the indices real quickly. There are so many catalysts as well this morning. It's insane. All right, so go to the list over here. You see ARKK already broken out. Look, I guess they were expecting it, and they were right. So now where can ARKK go? We talked about this yesterday. So ARKK over the top of this candle, 45.46. The next area here I see is $52 to $53. So this is how I do my technical analysis. It's candle analysis and it's moving averages, and it works perfectly well for me. I know a lot of other people have other methods. I love it when there's alignment between, how Rex does it with Fibonacci retracements and stuff like that. But for me, this works perfectly. The candle analysis, prior support is now resistance, prior resistance is now support, crossing moving averages, things like that. So anyway, we're looking at 52 to 53 on ARK. Obviously, QQQ looking great, SPY looking great, everything over key moving averages, which is just a wonderful environment for picking stocks based on catalysts. Really, really good environment. IWM. All right, IWM now broke resistance right here. Look at this resistance here. That was at the 190 level. That's major breakout in IWMs. That's going to be good for microcap stocks and small cap stocks. So 192 now. So can this go to 195? Let's actually go out further. If you go out like a year, okay, maybe we get to like one. The pattern is we spike to about 198 every time we cross this level. Yep. So, okay, let's call it that, 198 on IWM. So that's great for risk. This is great, right? And just understand the logic and the fundamentals behind it. Interest rate expectations go down. When interest rate expectations go down, that's really good for companies that need access to debt. All right. So, man, where do we begin? Look, I've already put a few at the top here that we're going to talk about in a second. But for like AVRO, GDRX, IBM, those we'll talk about in a second because I think they could be sleepers today that could outperform at these prices in pre-market. The difficulty is if you weren't already in Overstock, Carvana, Beyond, LLAP, Uber, Palantir, DraftKings, Plug, these are all great. These are all going to do great today. They are doing great. Lucid, LAZR, Coin, Meta, NVDA, Tesla, Netflix, all these should do great on a day like today, but they're all gapping up big. All right. So we'll go through them and see which ones may have opportunities still. But we're going to circle back to the top three here in a second. AVRO, GoodRx, IBM. So Overstock, as far as the risk assets, I'm putting that first. So we got Overstock, Carvana, Beyond. These are all like in a similar bucket of highly shorted stocks that have recently had catalysts that, turning things around. Beyond, I don't know if their catalysts have been strong or there's a real fundamental turnaround at all. This is just the market. This is just saying, hey, risk assets got to go up. We're going to squeeze names that could be squeezy. Carvana exploded. So now Beyond is following. So Beyond, we talked about this yesterday. We got in on the news yesterday of that distribution agreement or just a number of retail stores that are now in. So what were the targets here? It was about 17. It was 16, right? The 16 was the initial target. So we got target one. Like 16 to 19, I think that's a neighborhood that Beyond can play in. Carvana has a catalyst. So this morning, they got a price target increase, $50 from JMP Securities. $50. They increased it from 25, doubled their price target on Carvana. And man, the catalysts are coming through fast and furious on Carvana. Catalysts, which giving the impression that there is a real fundamental change in the company. And with that huge short position, you see this is keep on going. So remember, where could this go? I think, here we go. Oh, it's easier looking at what kind of chart is this? What was that chart? That was actually good. All right. So anyway, it's in the 50s. Carvana was my target. Let me go to monthlies here. Okay. So it was roughly about 50, 30s to 50s. So it can make its way over to the 50s. Hard to see there on this chart. But we covered that before with you guys. So Carvana looking good. Overstock, my favorite of these risk assets, because I believe I just buy into the fundamentals much more. Buy into that argument much more about Bed Bath and Beyond, and this can be a real fundamental turnaround for the company. So this is my largest position out of those three, and I'm looking for $35 to maybe $42 on Overstock. You know what? This may be a good time. So let me just do good RX first because it's moving a little bit. I don't want you guys to necessarily miss this. So good RX. So this is you know why I like this at this price this morning, because if you look at the chart, it really hasn't broken out or exploded. It's below that 20 DMA, and I think we have a catalyst that we can predict a move above the 20 DMA today, especially with all these big tailwinds. What's the short position on this? Not huge, 7%. Here's the news this morning. Good RX shares gains on new prescription discount program with CVS. So if you take a look at this, actually, let's go to this one. All right, keywords. Caremark eligible members will have automatic access to Good RX. Automatic access to Good RX. That's, to me, is a huge enough catalyst that, look at it, now it's starting to move. That's a huge enough catalyst to say, let's predict that we're going to break the 20 DMA. And it's something I felt like really wasn't moving this morning, like all the other ones. So still an opportunity here. So I got into this Good RX at like $5.50 to $5.55 or something like that. So Good RX, and what would the targets be on this? Man, there's so much to cover today. It's a 580 maybe. 580 would be the target, the initial target on Good RX. All right, we got to talk about AVRO. AVRO, they are halting all programs. This is a biotech company. They've halted all programs. They have like $2 in cash, no debt, and they're saying they're looking for strategic alternatives. Why was this thing trading at 98 cents? Why was it trading at 98 cents with $2 cash and no debt? Because people said, oh, they're burning so much money with their programs. They just solved that problem today. We're canceling all the programs, all right? So it's good to know. Like, remember this? They got like 90 million cash, and the thing gapped and then went all the way down. And we did the research and we found out it went all the way down because people are saying they're burning too much money and we don't believe, that these programs are going to get anywhere. So once we understood that, we see here, you're solving that problem. You're solving that problem by cutting those programs. And now that unlocks the cash value. They're looking for strategic alternatives. Again, it's about $2 in cash, no debt. I like this in the 120s. We bought some in the 120s. I don't know that I would chase in the 130s. There's merger arb risk. There's all kinds of other risks. Deals, not necessarily going to happen. So I'd like it in the 120s. And if it goes to like towards the 140s and above, maybe that's a place to sell it. Buy it back in the 120s, something like that. So AVRO is at the top of the list this morning. Talked about Good RX. IBM, sleeper play here. We've been talking about this for a while. Sleeper AI play. It's over the 20 DMA this morning, getting a tailwind from what's going on with the markets. And this morning, they have a $2.6 billion contract to modernize the IRS, modernization program with the IRS. The catalysts keep on adding for IBM. Over the 20 DMA, got a target of 138 to 140 on IBM. Man, let's see how fast I can talk. LLAP, really good news. Low interest rates are great. Expectation of lower interest rates are great for Rivada that has to raise $2.4 billion, which is going to come make its way over to LAP. So now we're getting a good, that's a good thing here. Light CPI can take us maybe to the target of 190 or so on LAP. Uber had catalyst yesterday. This was never on my watch list. Added to the watch list yesterday after a big move over the 20 DMA. There was some fund, I forgot the name of the fund, that basically said Netflix is no longer their top pick. It's Evercore ISI. So Evercore ISI now says Uber is their top pick. And you can go in, read their bullish commentary. So he said, we put this on the watch list. And then this morning, they had a big deal with Domino's. DPZ is Domino's, actually. And Domino's has been ripping on this deal with Uber. But now that's like two catalysts in a row. Like, you got this Evercore ISP. Now you have a Domino's deal. You have good technicals. It's a 52-week high here, Uber this morning, I believe. Yep, a new 52-week high. So stack catalyst, top pick at Evercore ISI. So I like this. We added a little bit of Uber today. All right. That's the story with Uber. Palantir, $17 target. Did I hit it? I may have hit it. So that's the initial target, is that cup at $17. Looking for the knees eventually on Palantir. Oh, by the way, they had catalysts this morning. Two catalysts. They did two deals. Palantir and Toronto-based startup Air Matrix announced partnership to accelerate and scale its drone operations. And then they had Palantir expands partnership with Carahsoft to deliver. This is a great day to have catalysts. right? You have catalyst plus light CPI. That's a formula for your stock to rip. So that's why Palantir is ripping this morning. DraftKings, $35 price target. We already had a $35 price target. Now we get another $35 price target, this time by Bank of America. Last time, I forgot who it was last week. But in any case, now two analysts upgrading to $35 within a few days of each other. Bullish note. You can go read it about parlay betting, new 52-week high. This continues to be one of my top picks, one of the larger long-term holdings we have. DraftKings, a really safe play. All right, Plug had some news this morning. This is a former kind of growth superstar that people loved. These kind of stocks are just doing great in this environment. You can see resistance at 1178. They had some news this morning. Now, I don't really know the significance of this news. 2 5-megawatt PEM electrolyzers for really know the significance of that, but any catalyst on a day today is like a forest fire that's dry, and you just like anything can start a fire, and that's what we have. Any catalyst can get this to now 1178. It's going to be your target, initial target. That's a cup formation, and then $13 a plug in probably the next week or two. Wow, look at GDRX flying. Awesome, good stuff. I hope some of you got in when we called that out. All right, good. So what else we got? Then, Lucid dropped. Lucid. Let's see what's going on with Lucid in a second. All right, DraftKings plug. All right, let's look at Lucid. Lucid dropping. Ooh, there must have been news. Did they do an offering? Let's see. Oh, they had the delivery numbers out, which are not good. So I guess this was below expectations. I don't know what people are expecting. Lucid produced 2173 vehicles during Q2, delivered 1404. So I'm sure that was below expectations. Let's see where the support levels are on this. So $7 would be your support. I don't know how bad that news is. I guess there's a possibility it goes to 7. I think I still like, if it gets to these support levels, the 20 or 50 DMA, I think that's a good place to pick some up if that happens. Because that Aston Martin deal, we went through that before. I think that is kind of a fundamental change in the company's operations and their TAM and their profit margins. So I like Lucid. Again, this news, if it is way below expectations, possibly Lucid does go to 7 or 675. So be careful about that. But I wouldn't expect it to go lower after that Aston Martin deal. So Lucid with some bad news this morning, bucking the trend in a negative way. All right, then we have XXII, which, I'm like done with this stock long term. But XXII type of stock that could do really well today. They did have some news today, a new distribution agreement in the Midwest. And at some point, you got to have a pop. At some point, like even if this is going to 1, even if they have another toxic financing, at some point, you got to have a pop. Today's like the best day to have a pop. You got news of this distribution agreement in the Midwest, and you have light CPI. So I really wouldn't be surprised to see XXII have some sort of a significant pop, maybe the 270s. Like here, it got blocked at 265 the other day. But even like here, and where could it go and still be in a downtrend? I mean, literally, it could go to 530 and still be in a downtrend. If it gets to 530, I'd probably short it, right? But it's definitely possible it has like a significant move like that because it's come down so much, and you got to have a little relief rally. So this is kind of like, I don't love it because of the fundamentals, but could do very, very well. In and out kind of thing. In and out, in and out. You don't want to marry this stock. On a day like today, you might want to rent it out. All right. So then LAZR here. Another one like Overstock and Beyond, highly shorted, good catalyst earlier this year. So that's going to be doing well on a day like today. Coin, I'm looking for like 100 plus. Isn't that crazy? But that's what I'm looking for. All right. We went through the chart yesterday. Nothing changed. Light CPI, that's good. Meta broke 300. Okay, that we're waiting for that. There is so much positive nonstop commentary around Threads on Meta. And I'm thinking like at this point, like we're in it for a trade or so. I'm thinking this could be a long-term position at this point until the story changes, right? Until either it breaks support or until some negative catalyst comes in the news. So I'm happy to see the 300 break. If you go look at the technicals, I don't know, like where are you going to find resistance? Like maybe 310, around 310-ish right here. This high, this previous resistance that it then broke over at this level. So maybe that's going to be a resistance. It's like 306 maybe, actually. Okay, maybe it's 305 to 310, something like that might be a resistance on Meta. NVIDIA, love that long-term pick. Everything looking good. And again, there was actually some news out this morning on a couple things. Some kind of eye tracking software they released, and let's see, they're investing money in something. They're thinking of investing in AMD. There's lots of stuff going on with NVIDIA. This eye tracking thing, creepy AF AI tool splinters eye contact with your audience. So like now, I don't do great eye contact. I'm looking down. So like now they're selling chips that they could sell to like this software, StreamYard software I'm using, and then it'll automatically take my eyes and make it like I'm looking at you the whole time, even though I'm looking at my phone. So that'll be interesting. Cool stuff coming out of NVIDIA. All right. Tesla, look, on a day like today, looking great. There was positive commentary out on Tesla from an analyst on the trucks and saying, I forgot which analyst it is. You can look for it somewhere, but basically this analyst saying the trucks, Tesla Cybertruck is going to blow away analyst estimates. So I continue to like this for the long term as well. You can just sit on that probably. Netflix has earnings next week. Another one you can expect to do well today. And what can you say? Look, you just got to be in these bright stocks, which are really popular. Look at this, man. Lumber Liquidators, Perry, everything we're in. Unbelievable. Perry, Wolf, everything's just flying. Today, they're going to be a keynote speaker this morning. Some news came out. INMB to deliver a keynote talk at Fifth World Aging and Rejuvenation Conference. This is a 52-week high right here this morning on INMB. And I think I'm going to hold this. Look at these multiple W bottoms. Like this could one day make a move back to 15, 20 bucks. Could happen. And man, so much going on. Let me just see if Vegas even has time for us. Okay. DraftKings. Having a hard time picking them. Okay. So, let me just see if there's any news that we missed. XXII talked about that. And okay, Vegas is coming on right now. Let me just double check that news feed. Okay, reports, preliminary results. Oh, we don't have time. We got to go to Vegas. All right, let's go. And we got a private chat. Oh my God, comments. I got lots of stuff going on. All right, let's go. Where is Vegas? Where are you? Here we go.
Good morning. CPI data. People liking that CPI data. No surprise right there. We are in the bullish market, as you know. We've been talking about this for a long time. It's not, I don't know, people should not be in shock. People should not be in shock. People are like, oh my God, market's ripping. Well, don't be in shock. We are in an uptrend. We've been saying this for weeks, that the market is in an uptrend. So always remember, the market's looking forward, and we're looking forward 12 months ahead. So we are in a bullish trend to the upside. And so looking for a continuation across all these indices. You'll have to just take your pick what stock you love. But to your point, you know, which stock do I like? I mean, you sent me that big list. Carvana, Beyond Meat, Uber, PLTR. You listen, I like them all. But the thing is, you know, everyone has to stay focused. I mean, listen, everyone can give a watch list. This is the problem with traders. You could have a watch list with 20 stocks and everybody wants to be in all 20. That is not the way to trade. That is not the way to make money. You have to definitely stay focused on the ones that suit your portfolio and that you can manage, because if you can't manage those trades, you're going to lose money left, right, and center. You're going to be a panic trader selling trades. But anyways, I want to talk about some catalysts that are not on your watch list. So we know DKNG, we discussed it this morning. I told you they got an upgrade to $35 from Bank of America. We talked about Domino's Pizza. As you guys know, they have a deal with Uber. And so really liking Domino's Pizza actually for a trade today. Looking for that one to head towards $400 on Domino's Pizza. That's my target. If it breaks 400, my gosh, get out of the way. The other one that I want to mention, which is not on here, is the stock called RXRX. It's currently at 1578. I'm in the trade. I'm already in this trade. It's up 130%. But let me tell you why it's up. They have a collaboration and a $50 million investment from NVDA to accelerate groundbreaking foundations.
I saw that. I didn't realize
AI-enabled drug discovery. So this is I'm going to be long on this one here. The fact that NVIDIA has NVIDIA has taken a $50 million investment, and you know, Jensen Huang. I mean, he is super brilliant. Big fan of his. Knows what he's doing. Love this man. And so I like the actual comments. There on this little pullback. Okay, so so if you can get a pullback, fine. But you know what? I do like the fact that this is a great stock, and you know what? He's investing in the company, so I'm investing in this company too. So liking the stock long. We also saw I think BABA, we saw continuation on BABA
Yep.
as a result of some China stuff. You know, Meta we know is ongoing. Netflix, NVIDIA no brainer. Looking for a smashing earnings report at the next report. I guess it's going to be next month. And then we see Tesla, nice follow through. But in terms of, you know, I'm watching Apple today also over a 189.60. Looking for Apple to head towards 193.70. So I am bullish on Apple. So look at Apple. Love your watch list. My favorite one on there probably has to be, I will say, DraftKings. I mean, listen, I love them all, but I've been in all these already from Monday. So it's not like I'm not in them. I'm in Coin already. I'm in Meta already. I'm in DraftKings already. PLTR, I've been in that one. I'm out of that one, but I've had it before. Uber, I'm in Uber right now as well from yesterday. I just took Uber yesterday. So really liking that one for continuation. Tesla, you know, is just day trade. But yeah, so pretty much we'll see which ones you like, but those are the ones I'm liking. And my favorite one right now is this RXRX because I love that NVIDIA.
Yeah, I like that too. I think that's good. That's a good catalyst. The chart actually still looks good. Still looks like there's room to the upside. So I like RXRX. That DPZ, I'm on board. I like that catalyst. I picked up Uber this morning, a little bit late. I missed the news yesterday, but I think DPZ also makes sense. So those are good. RXRX, DPZ, DraftKings, we're aligned on that. Take a look at GoodRX, by the way. I don't know if you saw that pitch. They have big CVS deal. We got into GoodRX at $5.50 this morning, looking for at least $5.80.
And by the way, Boeing had a continuation this morning. I mean, I did post yesterday that there was some news on Boeing. There was a catalyst as well, and that was the fact that they had the great numbers yesterday on the you know, production. So and I did mention the Uber. I did mention also Uber had a catalyst as well, and there was also a catalyst for today. That they were going to be
missed the first catalyst. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't see it till after the close yesterday. But anyway, Boeing. I like Boeing as well. 224 is the next target I see on Boeing. And yep, we like it. I like
VIX looks pretty ugly. So I think that looking for continuation. So I just want to mention my targets quickly on SPY, QQQ, IWM. So definitely long on all three indices. SPY looking for this to head towards 450 between now and next week. QQQ looking for this to head to 380 in the next few weeks, at least this month in July. And IWM looking for this to go to 197.50. So long on all three indices. So if you don't like to trade the stocks, then people should be trading the actual ETFs. And then this way you stay focused on the ETFs and looks fabulous. So I hope everyone has a great day. Congrats to all the swing traders out there that were comfortable swing trading into CPI data.
Thank you. Looks great. Good job, Vegas. We're going to crush it.
Yeah, good job, everyone. See you later.
All right,
bye
take
for
care.
now.
Bye-bye. And guys, today, 12 p.m., we're going to be back with Chris Tuttle on the D-SPAC trades. We'll see you then.